Hi, everyone. Thank you, Mayor. Firstly, Tel Aviv, thank you so much for having me. Israel is a hub of innovation, and I'm very excited to be here. My name is Karishma, and I am Google X's Rapid Evaluation Program Manager. Our team is charged with discovering and prototyping new moonshots for Google. What is the next big thing for Google 5 to 10 years from now? Google X has been referred to as Google's lab of wildest dreams. One of the projects we're reportedly working on is a space elevator. I can't comment on that, but it certainly sets the bar high. One of the projects that we are working on is exactly what Mayor mentioned, and I'm going to talk about them today. The other thing that I want to mention is that we have a framework that we talk about when we talk about moonshots, and I'm going to share that with you today. A better description for us is actually a Moonshot Factory. When Astro Teller describes us, he runs Google X, he compares us to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. We're a bit magical and very mystical, and we're inspired by science fiction. The world faces huge problems, like curing diseases, sheltering a growing population, and replacing fossil fuels. We aren't going to solve these by thinking incrementally, because the scale of these problems is so grand and the pace so rapid. Our philosophy is that we need 10 times more radical breakthrough approaches, moonshot solutions that live right between audacious projects and pure science fiction. Coming up with these solutions requires moonshot thinking. Let's take a look.
The actual moonshot is wonderful, inspirational, poetic, beautiful, involved great technical challenges, genuine heroism. It brought the world together. But think about the Polynesian islander on the dugout canoe, deciding one day they were going to go that way. No one had ever been that way before. No one even knew if there was anything that way before. It was amazing, and it changed the world.
People can set their minds to magical, seemingly impossible ideas, and then through science and technology, bring them to reality. And that then sets other people on fire, that other things that look impossible might be accomplishable.
Many years ago, the great British explorer George Mallory, who was to die on Mount Everest, was asked why did he want to climb it. He said, because it is there.
Everyone else in the world is working on that next 10%. If you can be the one that delivers that 10 times improvement, you have a chance to really change things.
If you want cars to run at 50 miles per gallon, fine, you can retool your car a little bit. But if I tell you it has to run on a gallon of gas for 500 miles, you have to start over.
You need a lot of courage in this work, and you need a lot of persistence. Even if you don't really 100% believe it's possible, like you might think, this might be possible, have the courage to try. That's how the greatest things have happened.
You don't spend your time being bothered that you can't teleport from here to Japan, because there's a part of you that thinks it's impossible. Moonshot thinking is choosing to be bothered by that.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Humanity's progress has been a series of amazing, audacious things, from the very small and personal up to the great, big, and grand, and we are a species of moonshots. And to me, that's like the really amazing, poetic, and inspirational thing.
When you find your passion, you're unstoppable. You can make amazing things happen. It's been true through all of history.
When Kennedy said that we would put a man on the moon, it's about the fact that he said, we don't know how to do this yet, and we're gonna do it anyway. And that sends chills up everybody's spine. Because if that happens, what couldn't we do?
That video still gives me chills every time I see it. Google X is a carefully crafted team of entrepreneurs, makers, engineers, and people that want to generally make the world a radically better place. In fact, Google X's mission is to invent and launch moonshot technologies that make the world a radically better place. The launch part of that mission is important. I think it's what distinguishes us. We want Google X to have the riskiness of research, but the urgency of a startup to actually bring products to market. This isn't just about creating technology for technology's sake or filing patents. It's about making a real positive impact on the world. At Google X, we define a technology moonshot as something that fits 3 criteria. The first is a global problem, something that impacts millions or even billions of people. The second is a radical solution to that problem, a radical technological product or service that seems almost science fiction-like and impossible. And the third most important criteria is a breakthrough technology, and we focus on this at Google X. This is something that makes us believe that that radical solution to the global problem that seems impossible might actually be more possible than it seems in the next 5 to 10 years, given the innovative breakthrough. Now, technology moonshots have been a part of Google since the start. Organizing the world's information, our original mission, that is a moonshot, and we're not even close to our ultimate goal. But today, I'd like to talk about hardware moonshots that we're working on at Google X. And I'm going to talk about them in the framework of these 3 criteria. Our latest project is Project Loon. Our radical solution is to one of the global problems that Mayor just mentioned. For every person on the planet with internet access, 2 are without. 2 are without. That's a staggering stat, and we wanted to do something about that. Project Loon is about bringing internet access to more people around the world. Let's talk about this project in the framework of a moonshot. The global problem here is that 2/3 of the world's population does not have internet access. So what's our radical solution to this? What if we could have a mesh network of high-altitude balloons that powered internet for everyone on Earth? Seems a bit crazy, doesn't it? But our breakthrough technology is that we have figured out a way to have a network of super-pressure balloons in the sky that are both steerable and long-lasting. They connect to ground stations and internet antennas on people's homes that give internet at speeds similar to today's 3G networks or faster. This experimental technology and these balloons are carried by the wind at altitudes twice as high as airplanes, so in the stratosphere around 40,000 feet. We're successfully testing and beaming internet access today to houses in our pilot town in Christchurch, New Zealand. Our focus is connecting people in rural and remote areas, helping to fill coverage gaps, and bringing people back online after natural disasters. We're very excited to see what's next for Project Loon. To shift gears a bit, another project we're working on is the self-driving car. The global problem here is that 1.2 million plus lives are lost each year due to traffic accidents. The radical solution? What if we could create completely autonomous vehicles that drive themselves? The breakthrough technology that makes us believe that this is possible is we've combined pre-mapped data and live sensor data to create vehicles that perceive the world around them. Let's see what this looks like today to a car. If you come to our headquarters in Mountain View, California, where I'm based, you'll see these cars driving around. But safety has been our very first priority. So when you see these cars, you'll see trained operators in them, and they can take control of the car as easy as it is to hop in and out of cruise control. Now, when you think about these cars, you think, wow, this is very futuristic. But this is happening today. Our cars have driven 500,000 miles, and we're very excited to share that with you. This project gives us a glimpse of what transportation might look like in the future thanks to advanced computer science. And that future is very, very exciting. Now, to talk about our final moonshot, which I'm sure you've been looking forward to, I'd like to introduce on stage Thomas Guénaud. Tel Aviv, thank you again for having me.